Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of Ask divalover159. Now, these first set of questions here today, are only from Facebook. Now, I wanted to do this basically as a test to see how it goes. I'm not exactly quite sure if this is going to be a big hit, or if anyone would send in their questions, or is willing, or would be willing, that is, via YouTube to send in their questions for more or further episodes. But let's see how this goes at first, and if there's a high demand or request for more episodes via people asking me questions to be put on the video or to be put into the episode, obviously, well, then I will make more further episodes than this one. But for now, for episode 1 of Ask divalover159, let's get to the questions, shall we? Devin Hooper asked 2 questions. 1, what kind of work do you do? Well, Devin, I do all kinds of work. I charge $20 for a shout out, per shout out, for birthdays, for football leagues, football clubs, or whatever the sort may be. There are a few shout outs that I ain't paid for that I just do randomly. But for the most part, people do and would have to pay $20 to have their shout out, for their personal shout out, that is, made and then put on the air. But other than that, I do odd job work. I mow lawns. I rake and bag leaves during the springtime. I do all kinds of work, really, honestly. I'm just here and there, just doing my thing, you know, and doing a whole lot of shout-outs. Excuse me, a whole lot of shout-outs, which is helping a great deal. Your second question is, will you ever produce more Knight Rider videos? I do plan on doing more Knight Rider episodes, Night Talk for one. I haven't done many or much with that because I'm either doing something or I'm very busy right now. Instead of doing, not just only doing shout-outs and all this that I'm doing. Also, I am also working on a documentary about my past, basically about my childhood past, living at my grandmother's old residence home at 704 South 11th Street in Haskell, Texas. That has taken a lot of production time. That has taken a lot of time, actually, away from me doing any Knight Rider episodes like Night Talk or making any Knight Rider music videos or anything of the sort. I just basically just put that entire series of Night Talk on the shelf. And I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be able to get back to that. I do know one thing that, like I said, I'm not sure when, but I will eventually get back to making more episodes of Night Talk. There's way more things, there's way more stuff that I want to talk about, that I want to discuss about the original Knight Rider series and NBC's bringing it back, Knight Rider SG, or Knight Rider Second Generation. I got a lot of opinions on the original, a lot of opinions on SG, and well, I will get back to that eventually. I guarantee you. Like I said, I'm not sure when, but I will get back to that eventually. Now, John Tayman asked, have you ever dressed in women's clothing? No. Never have, never will, no. Thanks for the question, anyway. Okay. Reed Nickel asked 2 questions. 1, who is your all-time WWE wrestling superstar and why? Well, my all-time WWE wrestling superstar has to be a man I've been following for many years and have been following way before he even got to WWE, or at the time was known as WWF. That man is none other than Mick Foley. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mick Foley as Cactus Jack Manson. That's right, you heard me right. That is not a mess up. Back when he made his debut in Dallas in the early 80s, or, early 80s, with Skandar Akbar's Devastation Incorporated, Mick Foley, a very young, obviously, Mick Foley, was known to the world, at KVVT Channel 11 in Dallas as Cactus Jack Manson. And through his career, through Cactus Jack Manson to just Cactus Jack, from World Class Championship Wrestling, WCCW, to the USWA, briefly, I believe USWA, GWF, NWA, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, ECW, the original ECW, not the WWE version, no, but the original ECW ran by Paul E. Dangerously, or Paul Heyman, to eventually to the WWF, now known as, to the world as, obviously, WWE. He is my all-time favorite wrestler of all time. Of all time. However, I will go on to say that the best wrestling that I have ever seen or have witnessed on television by far has been by the crippler Chris Benoit, God rest his soul now, and the late, great, very great Eddie Guerrero. Those two, by far, have been the absolute best wrestling technician machines ever created, ever built. I tell you, I miss them deeply to this day. Wrestling is going to forever suffer for the fact that Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit are no longer in the ring. It's just sad. It's just absolutely, positively sad. Secondly, Reed asked, did you get any of your wrestling skills from Cowboy Johnny Mantell? The answer to that is no. I have trained very briefly at Cowboy Johnny Mantell's ranch. Very, very briefly. And I plan on going back when Cowboy Johnny Mantell gets his new ring and he opens classes up again in spring. Before that, obviously, for my October 15th match with Coach the Animal Steel, I had absolutely no wrestling training whatsoever. And for this match, I really didn't need any wrestling training. It was just my first go-around, and for my second match, I'm going to have a whole lot more professional wrestling training, and the next time I am in the ring in either March or April at Greyhound Stadium for the second go-around with Coach the Animal Steel. Oh yes, guaranteed, I am going to be a wrestling machine, and he ain't going to have no chance in hell this time. And like I said, I will be the last man standing in that contest. Mark my words. So that's all the questions for the first episode of Ask divalover159. I enjoyed it. Hopefully there will be more, way more episodes in the future to come. If you have a question, post it in the comment section below this video. Send me a private message on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. The link to that is in the down bar, or the link to that is in the description actually. Same for my Facebook. You can ask me questions via Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube in the comment section or via private message. I enjoyed this episode. Hopefully, like I said, there will be lots more to come. And until then, this has been divalover159 with Ask divalover159. See you later.